So what you just saw is a Knockback Nemo, and I hate this item. Most of you already know this, though, as most of my most recent subscribers have come from Hive Clips' short video and saw me comment and whatnot. However, there was quite a lot not answered by that clip, such as, why do I hate this fish? Well, I have attempted to answer this in the past in multiple videos in different ways. However, they're all pretty low quality and don't really give me the proper reasoning or just generally doesn't get my point across. So that's what I'm going to attempt to set right today by this video that's taken me like 8 weeks to make. So hopefully by the end you'll understand my reasoning, and I'll also attempt to show off my proof for my reasoning in a few tests. If you're intrigued, well, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, yada yada yada. Anyways, let's dive right into why the Nemo needs nerfing. So I have 3 issues with the Nemo. The knockback, the lack of counters, and the drop rate. Let's start off with issue number 1 for now, the knockback. Now there are 4 main directions that knockback can hit you: upward, inward, outward, and downward from the source. Most items in the Hive give upwards and outwards knockback. This would be items such as swords, snowballs, bows, and boom boxes. However, these aren't the items that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Knockback Nemo. And the Knockback Nemo really isn't quite like the others. Let me put up these clips and you can probably see the difference. Now, by comparison, the Knockback Nemo seems to give downwards knockback, especially when compared to the other two, one of them being fists, the other being snowballs. However, I can say that there is a very tiny amount of upwards knockback. However, this tiny amount of upwards knockback is quickly overpowered by a mythical force called gravity. I'm sure would have thought that existed, and effectively gives a type of downwards knockback. Compare that to snowballs and fists, and you have a recipe for disaster. Now you might be thinking, how is it a recipe for disaster? Why is there an issue? Well, that actually leads to my second point, which is the lack of counters. You see, this lack of upwards knockback is incredibly difficult to deal with. The only reliable solution to getting hit off is using an ender pearl to clutch. Other escape methods don't really work. You can't use extensions because they require upwards knockback and can't even be used with a Hive CPS autoclicker to be able to clutch. You can dig yourself into one by one hole to prevent the knockback from getting you. However, you'll quickly find that it becomes shish kebab time as soon as your opponent pulls out their sword. And the last method that you can reasonably use to combat the Nemo is always selecting maps that are easy to clutch on, which again goes back to ender pearls and still doesn't guarantee that you'll be able to survive a Nemo attack. There's very little counters you can use against this item. Now onto my last issue I have with the Nemo, and that is the drop rate, which has a few sub issues, but whatever. So the drop rate, probably one of the most overused points by both Nemo supporters and Nemo haters to explain whether or not it is or isn't broken, except both sides haven't been able to figure out how it really works, to the best of my knowledge at least. You see, the Hive, from my testing, uses randomly changing RNG values for each game. So, unlike normal RNG, where there might be a flat 1.2% rate of drop chance, one game you can have a 1% drop chance, and the next you can have a 3% drop chance. This might not sound like much of a difference, however, this can lead to ginormous imbalances in the game, such as a single player being able to mine up 2 Nemos, same game, or as many as 4 Nemos being in play in one game. Not quite intentional game design. Now, I actually managed to test this by mining up 1,000 emerald ores over 10 games. As you can see from the results, I actually did the 10 games. I don't have any footage of this anymore because I accidentally deleted that like over a month ago. I don't know at this point. But I do gotta thank Chip, Airy, and Sushi for their help with this. Their links will be in the description and the video, yada yada. They can vouch that I actually did do this, and they definitely had better stuff to do than mine emerald ores and then block game for a video. Anyways, Even with being able to semi-prove that the RNG values change each game, meaning that both sides are pretty much wrong on it, this really doesn't prove anything, as just because something is rare doesn't mean it's being balanced. I'll propose it this way. Let's say there was a new Skywars update for the first time in a year, where the Hive added a brand new sword to the game. It would drop rarely from the mystery chest and only appear about once every 10-20 games or so. What could the sword do? Well, it could be able to one-tap anybody in any game, no matter the armor or skill level. That's so balanced, right? It's decently rare. If you just said yes to it's still balanced, no. You need some help. No, it's not balanced at all. An item that can one-tap a full diamond or any player, no matter the skill level or equipment, isn't balanced by any means. Yet, that's effectively what the Nemo can do. I hope you can start to see my reasoning behind my hate for this orange blob. Alright, so I'm now done with all my issues, all three of them, knockback and whatnot. Now, what I need to do is give a suggestion on how to fix this goddamned item, so I can maybe suggest a few things, you know? However, I don't want my suggestions to go overboard and kill off the Nemo like Potato Pie did to the fire sword. That was completely unnecessary, Potato. Why did you have to do that? Anyways, I don't want to see the weapon become useless or highly situational, so my first suggestion I'm going to call the Nerfing buff. Well, this might be a little bit confusing. After all, how can a buff be a nerf and whatnot? Remember how earlier I was saying that the Nemo doesn't provide enough upwards knockback? Do you remember that? Well, what if we just gave the Nemo more upwards knockback and cut back some of its outwards knockback? That would completely fix the issues I have with this item. It would make it so much easier to clutch against, and would actually make it a much more effective weapon where you wouldn't need to use snowballs for it. It would be a win-win scenario in my mind. Anyways, well, I was about to end this video. I need to thank a few people first and do a quick rant. I need to thank Bev, Sushi, Airy, and Ship for their help. Bev, he helped me with the tests and whatnot. Sushi, Airy, Ship, they helped me mine a combined, I think it was 500 emerald ore, so massive thank you to them. Also, as I said before, I want to do a quick rant about this video and the process behind it. Basically, this video has taken me, I'm tempted to say, 8 to 9 weeks to make. I've been attempting to make this video, oh god, for almost 3 months now. I had the first idea for about 3 months ago. I'm guessing approximately that long ago. And I've just lost most motivation for attempting to make this video. It was actually very irritating. It was supposed to come out before the hacked client thingy McDougar video where I discuss hacks and whatnot. Also, fun fact, I got banned from the Hive for spleefing a teammate, which is utter hypocrisy. I don't want anybody lecturing me on that. I've already heard enough shit from the Hive helpers and moderators about that. How we will deal with the situation if it arises, and I just show them a video, and they're basically just PR. They're a PR team that's for volunteers. Basically, I lost a 430-day login streak, so f*** you, Hive. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, yada, 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 yada. I don't really care. Just do something to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. This has been BoAssassin35, signing off. Have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'm tired. Good night.